at the end of the day, are we still talking about China being the sole player that can rein in North Korea's weapons program?
China surely is the sole key player, but, galvanizing the world community to their part in isolating and financially sanctioning North Korea is an important part of a comprehensive, constructive North Korea policy. President Trump's address to the South Korean National Assembly was very powerful, perhaps the most consequential speech by a U.S. president on North Korea ever. He was the first to detail North Korea's litany of egregious crimes against humanity, from the insidious class system to infanticide and deliberate policy of mass starvation. And of course, North Korea did not take kindly to that kind of language, and North Korea called President Trump a bloody cockroach, vermin, and issued a death threat against Trump. So North Korea will use Trump's visit to Asia as an excuse to do, at a time of their own choosing, another major provocation that North Korea would have done anyway, and deflect blame on to the United States.
Song Yun, just following up on that point, obviously there was some evidence of subsidence at the geological substance cave-ins at the North Korean test site, underground test site for nuclear weapons. Now, who knows what that means in the long run, but on provocations, I take your point that they may just be a pause before yet another provocation. I imagine there's a whole bunch of other things that they could do if the nuclear tests are off for the time being. What's your take on the real rationale here? Is it ultimately a weapons development program rather than a prelude to war? Or what's your take overall on their strategic intentions?
The strategic intention is to get the U.S. to withdraw its troops from South Korea and downgrade the U.S. alliance with South Korea so that North Korea would be better positioned to have its way with South Korea, the more legitimate, attractive, prosperous Korean state across the border. The North Korean foreign minister made two very specific threats on his trip to New York in September. The claim that North Korea has the right to shoot down a U.S. plane in international airspace. And second, North Korea's intention to do an unprecedented, powerful hydrogen bomb test above the Pacific. Now, that would be a very serious provocation, the latter. But if North Korea is now preparing for that and does it in the Earth's atmosphere, above the Pacific, or in outer space, that would not entail any loss of lives or destruction of property, and probably the world would be united on trying to counsel the United States to calm down. This is not casus belli. Let's go back to dialogue. And North Korea would have made its point, which is that it can credibly nuke a major city in the United States.